Wondering if low-carb, shelf-stable options even exist? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to cook a spaghetti squash. I'm Jina George, a registered dietitian, diabetes specialist, and weight loss coach. Let's dive in. This here is a spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash is awesome because you can actually use it to replace pasta or noodles and lower the total carbohydrates in your meal. So as you can see here, if we compare the two, pasta has 42 grams of carbs and 2.4 grams of fiber, whereas spaghetti squash has only 10 grams of carbs and about the same amount of fiber. I think we know who wins here. Not only is a spaghetti squash loaded with nutrients, but it's a low-carb, shelf-stable alternative, meaning it can actually stay outside of the fridge for up to 3 weeks. Okay, let's be honest, it's not like you're never going to have a bowl of pasta again, but making the swap, as in replacing pasta for spaghetti squash, most of the time may help prevent blood sugar spikes or drops, reduce cravings, and can even help with weight loss. Let's get started. Step number 1, cut the spaghetti squash. What you want to be careful of is making sure that your cutting board does not slide around on your countertop. So what I would suggest is putting a wet towel underneath your cutting board before starting. So here's how that looks. As you can see, I have my towel under my cutting board and I'm using a sharp knife to cut the spaghetti squash lengthwise. Step number 2, scrape out the seeds. They're a little stringy, they almost look like pumpkin seeds, but you want to get those out of the way so there's less cleanup after the spaghetti squash has cooked. Step number 3, prep the spaghetti squash. You'll need either a glass baking dish or some foil over a pan. Then you'll place your spaghetti squash on top, go ahead and drizzle some olive oil, salt and pepper, and place the flesh side down. Now you're ready to bake, which is exactly what we're going to do in step number 4. You have 2 options when it comes to cooking your spaghetti squash. You could use your standard oven at 350 for 30 to 40 minutes, or if you're like me and like things quicker, you could use your toaster oven. This requires no preheat time and the cook time will be closer to 30 minutes. Right around the 30-minute mark, you should check to see if it's done. So go ahead and grab a fork and try to pierce through it. If it doesn't pierce through, you know it needs 5 to 10 minutes more. If it does pierce through, well then you're done. When you know it's done, turn it over, flesh side up, so it doesn't continue to cook. Step number 5, turn the spaghetti squash into spaghetti. Take a fork and scrape the inside of the spaghetti squash. You're going to notice that all of those spaghetti squash strings are going to start to come up and it magically looks like pasta. Anything that you would normally do with noodles, you can certainly do with the spaghetti squash. So go ahead and add your favorite sauce, whether it's marinara, Alfredo, or pesto. You can also turn it into a bowl, like a taco bowl or a stir-fry bowl. The ideas are unlimited. If you love this, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm Jina George, registered dietitian, diabetes specialist, and weight loss coach.